Alright guys, so I'm going to record this classwork, schoolwork. We didn't finish it all, right? We did this page. I actually looked this up on line after we did it. I would say 5/8 is closer to 1/2, but your book wants to say that 5/8 is even closer to 1, which would have been easier because I would have done 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and I would have had 4. So they're saying 5/8 is closer to 1. So either way would have worked. I'm going to say closer to 4 because 4/8, right? I need 8/8 to get to the whole 1. So, but I don't know, maybe we're rounding whole numbers instead of halves this time, but it was good practice for us anyway, right? To add our half plus our half and we get 1 whole. Anyway, here's the back. So we did this one, and now we're on to this problem. I did these two, so I'm going to do this one. A grocer sells 12 pounds of apples, right? A grocer is a person who works at a grocery store, the supermarket. Of those, 5 3/4 pounds are green, 3 1/4 pounds are golden, the rest are red, right? Hopefully you guys have seen the 3 different colors of apples. Kind of lots of different colors of apples, but there's green ones, there's golden ones that are kind of yellow, kind of greenish yellow, kind of reddish yellow, but they call them golden, and there's red ones. What is a more reasonable estimate for how many pounds of red apples the grocer sold? 3 pounds or 5 pounds? Explain. So I'm still estimating, which is a more reasonable estimate. How much was red pounds, right? I know there's 12 pounds altogether, right? So I'm going to say my pounds of apples are going to be equal to 12. I'm going to write my problem a little backwards here, just so for fun, right? 12 is going to be equal to 5 3/4 of a pound. So I'm going to round this. It's either going to go 5 or up to 6, right? I see 3/4, that's almost 1 whole, right? That would be 6. It'd be 5 plus 4/4 would be 6. So I'm going to say 5 3/4 is closer to 6. So it would be equal to 6 plus 3 1/4. This is a unit fraction. Unless it's 1/2, right? I'm not going to round up. Unless it's 1/2, it's a half, then I'll round up. But this is a 1/4. I'm going to go back to my 3. And I'm going to either do 3 or 4. So I'm going to say plus 3 plus my red apples, I don't know, is equal to 12, right? So now I'm going to do some math here. So 12, we'll stick with that, is equal to 9 plus R for my red apples, right? 9 plus something equals 12. One way I could do this is subtract 9 from both sides, right? Here's my equal sign. So whatever I do here, I have to do here. I'm going to take away the 9 on this side. So I'm going to say, if I take away the 9 here, I'll just have my R, and then I'll have 12, take away 9. So I'm actually going to rewrite my problem, otherwise it's going to look a little funny here. I'm going to write it over here. How's that here? I'm going to say 12 take away 9 is equal to 9 plus R take away 9, right? All I did is add and take away 9 on both sides. I took away 9 from here, I took away 9 from here. So now 12 take away 9 is 3, right? 9 plus R take away 9. Wait, I'll write these are going to cancel each other out. Plus 9 minus 9. 9 take away 9 is 0 is equal to R. So I'm going to say R is equal to 3. So my correct answer here, right, what I'm looking for, what's it closer to? I have 3 pounds of red apples. So I'm going to say 3 pounds. They wanted me to explain. I explained right here in my math. I showed them my math here. All right, so 30 students from the Netherlands set up a record of 1,500,000 dominoes. Of these, 1,138,101 were toppled by one push. Right? Have you ever done dominoes? You set them up like this in a stack, and then you push them, and they go. So they set up 1 million of them. 1,500,000, right? I could say this 1.5 million, but not all of them fell with one push. Which is more reasonable? Which is a more reasonable estimate for how many dominoes remain standing after that push? 350,000 or 400,000? So let's just do a little math here. So I'm going to take my 1,500,000 and I'm going to subtract. Oops. I don't need another comma there. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to round this number. What should I round it to? Good question. How about, I'm looking over here, I see that we're going to this place value about here, right? So I'm going to round to this 8, right? That's my big number. Otherwise, I'm going to lose. If I round it here, I'm going to have 1,100. That will be a small number. But either way, I think I could work out. I think you're going to get the same answer. 1,000, I'm going to say 1 million. Sorry, I keep saying 1,000. 1,140,000. I'm going to turn my 3 into a 4. And then all the rest will be 0 when I round. So now I'm going to subtract here, right? You might have an easier time writing your numbers under each other. 1, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Make sure you line them up, right? I'm going to write backwards. So I have my 0, 0, 0, a 0, a 4, a 1, and a 1. And now I'm going to subtract. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 0 take away 0, right, is 0. 0 take away 4. Stuck, because you can't do that. You can't take away a 4 from 0. I need to borrow from my 5. That will turn my 5 into a 4. That will make this a 10. Now I can subtract. 10 take away 4, 6. 4 take away 1, 3. 1 take away 1, nothing. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, comma. I got 360,000. Right? My closer number here is going to be 350,000, or 400,000 was my other answer. So I'm going to say I'm going to say 3,000. I'm going to write my real answer, 360,000. But my best answer that's closest is 350,000. All right, you can pause if you need more time. On to the back. So we're going to use this graph below. I have a bar graph, right? I'm using bars here. I'm going to look at the graph first to see what it talks about. Rainfall in Miami. And you guys might not know where Miami is. When I was little, my dad told me, I have to go to Miami. And he tells me a story that I told him, I don't want you to go to your Miami. Anyway, Miami is in Florida. Right down here. Miami, Florida. Like sometimes you'll hear it called Miami Beach. All right. Use the graph below. Oh, sorry. We're looking at rainfall in Miami. Here's the inches. We have 0 inches, 2 inches, 4 inches of rain, 6 inches of rain, 8 inches of rain. Here's the months, right? It tells me month. In March, it rained a little more than 2 inches. In April, it rained kind of in the middle of 2 and 4, which is 3, right? In May, it rained a little more than 6. In June, it rained right in the middle, it looks like, between 8 and 10, maybe a little more than 9, right? Between 8 and 10 is 9. And in July, it rained a little less than 6 inches, right? More than 5, but less than 6. All right, so we're going to use the graph below. Is 21 inches, 24 inches, or 25 inches a more reasonable total amount of rain that fell in May, June, and July? So let's just add up the rain for May, June, and July and see what we get, 21, 24, 25. So in May, right, we said 6 inches. It's closer to 6 inches than it is to 7. So we're going to say 6 inches right there. Plus, how much did it rain in June? Right, we said between the 8 and the 10, let's say 9. We'll round it to 9 right there. Plus July, right? I'm adding my July. July is pretty close to 6. So I'm going to add 6 plus 6 plus 9. 6 plus, right? I could do this, my commutative property of addition lets me do this, right? 6 plus 6 plus 9, right? Because I know my doubles is going to be 12 plus 9, right? And if I did this, I'd know 10 plus 12 would be 22. So 9 is just one less. I'm going to have 21. And this time this really was one of my answers, right? Inches, 21 inches. They didn't ask me to explain, but hopefully if they could see my explanation right there. All right, here we go. Draw the next figure in the pattern. So we have to draw a circle for my pattern, right? My circle is not as good as theirs. So I went left, I went down, I went right, I went up. So what's going to happen next? Left. You're just going to draw a circle with the next one in the pattern. Easy peasy. All right, a high jumper starts the bar at 48 inches and raises the bar ½ inch after each jump. How high will the bar be after the 7th jump? Right, so it doesn't say about. This is an exact problem, right? I don't know if you've ever seen a high jumper, right? They put this thing here and they put a bar and someone has to run and jump over the bar. So after he jumps it, they move the bar up ½ inch each time, right? And then they're going to move it up and try to see where he's not going to be able to make this bar anymore. So I'm going to take 48 inches. They're going to raise it ½ inch after each jump. How high will the bar be after 7 jumps, right? There's different ways I could do this, different ways we've been doing this before. I could do my little chart, right, and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start at 48, and every time he jumps, he's going to get 1/2 of an inch higher. So I'm going to say 7 times, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. All right, so I'm going to still have my 48, but I'm going to add all of these 1/2s together, right? When I'm adding fractions, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, I know my denominator, 2, easy, right? Now I add my numerator, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 7 times, right, is going to be 48 and 7/2. Well, hopefully you're like, wait, we can't leave a fraction like that, right? No, we cannot leave a fraction at 7/2. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. So hopefully you guys remember, how do I do this? It's a division problem, right? 7 over 2 is the same as 7 divided by 2. So I'm going to do my little way I work out my division problems, right? I can know right now this is going to be 3.5, but I've been doing this longer also. I'm going to take my 7, divide it by 2. How many 2's are there in 7? There's not 4, right? 4 would give me 8 too much. So my answer is going to be 3. There's 3 2's in 7, right? So 3 times 2 is 6. I subtract, I have a remainder of 1. I do not leave remainders like that, right? In anymore. I can turn it into a decimal place. I can also turn it into a fraction. So we'll turn it into a fraction since that's what we're dealing with. I'm going to take my remainder, and that will be my new numerator. And I will take the number my divisor, the number I was dividing by, and that is my new denominator. So this is 3 1/2. So 7/2 is 3 1/2. So 48 and 7/2 is the same as 48 plus 3 1/2. So all I do is add my 48 to my 3. Right? 48 plus 3, 8 plus 3 is 11, carry your 1, 4 plus 1 is 5, so I'm going to have 51 1/2. Don't forget inches. All right, next problem. Mrs. Kennedy. She wants to buy a new interactive whiteboard for her classroom. It costs $989. Right, we have these for our classrooms in our brand new classroom. I can't wait. So far, Miss Kennedy has collected $485 in donations, right? People are just giving her money. They're like, this teacher, we want her to have this whiteboard. We'll give her money. So far she got $485 from that. And $106 in fundraising, right? And fundraising is when I sell chocolate bars or stuff. About, woohoo, I don't have to do exact math, about how much more money does she need to buy the interactive whiteboard. So, her whiteboard costs $989. Let's round that, right? I don't have to do, I'm just estimating, so I think the easiest number to round this to, right, I'm either going to go 990, I could do that. But 990 is still close to 1,000, right? After 9, I'm going to round up. It's going to be 10. So I'm going to round up to 10, which is going to give me 1,000. And now I'm going to take away how much she got in donations. So she got 485. I'm rounding to the hundreds place here, right? I rounded to the hundreds place, so I'm going to round to the hundreds place and to the hundreds place here as well. I rounded to this place value. Right, the 100 after 9 is 1000, which we also call 1000. I could call it 1000, right? I could say 1000 or 1000, and it's the same number. First, I'm going to take away. I'm going to round to the hundreds place here, so I'm going to round 4. It's either going to be a 4 or change to a 5. I'm going to change it to a 5. So $500 she raised. And she also raised 106. Rounding to the hundreds place, that's just going to be 100. So this is how much money she earned, 1,000. If I take away the 500 plus the 100, it'll tell me how much more money she needs. Right? There's a couple ways I could do this. I could take 1,000, take away 500, and then take away 100. Or I could add my 500 to my 100 and then take away 600. Take them both away at the same time, right? So there's a couple different ways you could do this. I'll do one at a time. 1,000, take away 500 is going to be 500, and then I'll take away one more 100, right? I only can do math operations, 2 numbers together at a time. Even if there's 3 numbers in my problem, I do 2 numbers, and then once I go those 2 numbers, now I got 1 number, and now I can take away another number. I only work with 2 numbers at a time. 500, take away 100 is $400. Mrs. Kennedy needs more to go buy her smart board. We call him an interactive whiteboard. I call him a smart board. Look at my smartphone. All right, here's the homework part. All right, here's Miss Montoya. She makes 2 3/4 pounds of goat cheese in the morning. In the afternoon, she makes 1 1/5 pounds of goat cheese. Is 3 pounds, 4 pounds, or 5 pounds the most reasonable estimate for how much goat cheese Ms. Montoya makes in one day? So first I need to know what I know. She makes 2 3/4 pounds, 2 3/4 pounds in the morning, 1 1/5 pounds of goat cheese in the afternoon. So in one day, she makes this much goat cheese if I add these together, which I'm not doing yet because that's, right, I'm going to keep going. A reasonable estimate, what do I need to find? An estimate that's reasonable, that makes sense, right, of how much goat cheese she makes in one day. Right, kind of fun, she's making cheese. Right, you take the goat milk and you turn it into cheese. That's how you make goat cheese. You don't take the cheese, the goat, and right, you take the milk from the goat to turn it into cheese. Solve, round each amount of cheese to the nearest whole number. So 2 3/4, right? 3/4 is almost 4/4. It's going to be closer to 3 than it is to 2. 1 1/5, I have that baby unit fraction, right? 1 out of 5, oops, that's very small, so we're just going to stay at 1 here. So 3 plus 1 is 4 pounds of goat cheese that Mrs. Montoya makes each day. I subtract the rounded amount she made in the morning and estimated the total. Sorry, someone's at my door. Let me be right back. All right, so my reasonable, sorry, I got interrupted, so now I forgot where I was, but I'm not going to re-record. All right, so the estimate, 3 plus 1 is about 4 pounds. We're going to check our answer. So if she made 4 pounds altogether, right, and I know she made 3 pounds in the morning, That would leave 1 pound left in the afternoon. So that's how they're checking their answer to make sure it's reasonable. All right, we got 4 problems on the back. First of all, we have Alyssa over here who needs some ribbon, so she's doing a project. She needs 7 5/8 inches of ribbon for one project and 4 7/8 inches of ribbon for another project. If she has 11 inches of ribbon, will she have enough to complete both projects? So 7 5/8. First, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to estimate, right? We're trying to figure if she's going to have about enough. Will she have enough? So we're going to estimate, we're going to say 7 5/8. 5/8 is close to 4/8, which is a half. 7 1/2, I'm going to round up to 8. I won't round down to 7, right? When I get to 5 or half, I go up. 4 7/8. Oh, 7/8 is very close to 8/8, which would be 1 whole, right? And that would be 4 plus the 1 whole would be 5. So 8 plus 5 equals 13. Does she have enough ribbon? No. Right? And how am I going to explain it to them? I'm going to put a semicolon to explain it. I'm going to say 13 is greater than 11. She only has 11 inches of ribbon. She's not going to have enough, right? All right. Josiah has a piece of wood that measures 10 1/8 of a feet. He wants to make 5 shelves. If each shelf is 1 3/4 feet long, does he have enough to make 5 shelves? All right, so let's see. He has 10 1/8 pieces of wood. So he has a little more than 10, but still it's going to be close to 10. So I'm going to say 10. He's going to take this 10 feet of wood and he's going to make 5 shelves, right? So he's going to divide it up into 5 shelves. So if he has 10 feet of wood and he's going to divide it by 5, right? 10 divided by 5 is 2. I think of my fact family and I know my math facts. 2 times 5 is 10. That goes together. So each one could be about 2 feet long. He only wants to make his shelves 1 3/4 feet long. Does he have enough wood? Yes. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say 2 is greater than 1 3/4. Even if I rounded this 3/4 up to 2, I'd say 2 is equal to 2. He has plenty enough for his shelves. Oops, I'll put a semicolon between my yes and my proof there. All right. After school, Philippe spent 1 3/4 of an hour at baseball practice, 2 1/4 hours of homework, and 1/4 an hour getting ready for bed. Which is the most reasonable estimate for how long he takes to spend on his activities? He spent on his activities 3 hours, 4 hours, or 5 hours. Explain. So I'm going to round. I'm going to say 1 3/4, and this is my explanation, right, is about 2. 3/4 is close to 4/4, right? I have been meaning to talk to you guys about this. Sometimes I write my fractions like this. Sometimes I write slanted. It's the same thing, right? I can write an A like this or like that. It's still an A. All right, so 1 3/4 is close to 2. 2 1/4, right? This is a unit fraction. So 2 1/4 is almost, oops, is almost 2. I almost put equal. And 1/4 is very tiny, is almost 0. So I'm going to have 2 plus 2 equals 4. So 4 hours is the best estimate. All right. Kamain and a friend picked apples. Kamain picked 4 2/3 pounds, and his friend picked 5 5/6 pounds. Which is the most reasonable estimate for how many pounds they picked all together, right? I'm adding all together. 9 pounds, 11 pounds, or 12 pounds. So let's do, and they didn't ask me to explain here, but I'm still going to do my rounding like that to just explain it, because why not? let's say 4 2/3. It's closer to 3/3, so this is going to be almost 5. Right? 5 5/6 is very close. 5/6 is close to another one. It's almost 6. And 5 plus 6 equals 11. So my best estimate is 11 pounds. The end.